scene in Europe and making these things happen, but he wants to be top qualifier like he was in Hungary. Can he get it done in the first run?
Well, there we go. He flicks that A90 Super across as Wiecek now gets himself into this first outside zone. Look at the precision from the Polishman. Absolutely textbook. As now Wiecek fires through, looks for that front bumper on the wall. It's beautiful from Wiecek as he now looks for this outside zone. Gets it done, gets in there. Can he stay in there? A little dab of the foot brake. Very clever use of the brake from Wiecek as he now comes through the centre of the circuit into that touch and go. Nice transition. He's gone a little wide, but can he make it work? He certainly can. Oh, flirts with danger, shallows up the angle, then dials it back in as Wiecek is throwing everything he has to his ability at this one.
Oh, I think he frightened us, himself, the fans, his spotter, his team.
He want to upset the apple cart, so he knows if he can get into that top four and get into that qualifying showdown, he could do a little bit of an upset here. And here we go, he flicks the car from left to right, right to the edge of the circuit. He goes into the outside zone, and look at this from Wiecek as he gets right to the edge of the outside zone now, picks up that inner zone, comes through, nice line, picks up that inner zone, nice transition back on the handbrake, slows that car down perfectly into this long outside zone, just dabbing the foot brake, not doing too much, not flexing the back end off the wall, just into the zone where the judges want to see it, into that touch and go right to the edge of the circuit, creates a perfect arc as he looks for this outside zone and a big wobble. That's the only mistake we can see as he gets to that second to last outside zone. Into the final one he goes, flexes the tail light and across the line.
I'm wondering if that one wobble enough to knock him out of the top four. That's the only thing I'm questioning now.
Really?
I think that's the way it's been with this Supra. He's testing the limits this year. He said he's using this year as a warm-up for next year. And right here in front of 50,000 people, Wiecek's going to want to win this one, and here we go.
It certainly is, Dave. He's going to want to be in the big show this evening in front of his home crowd. And here we go, his nice initiation, fires it into Zemski, gets onto the wall as well, but there's a little bit of separation. And now it's to shallow up the angle. He doesn't want to let Peter get away too far as Wiecek fires that car in across. Nice transition on the handbrake, gets it in. Oh, and a little contact from Zemski, but Wiecek deals with it, and it upsets the line a little bit in the outside zone. A little push onto the rear wheel. Now they fire through the middle. Zemski goes for that transition back, try not to make contact once again. And Peter, as he gets into the second to last outside zone, now starts to follow him around, now starts to mirror the angle, mirror the line as they go across the line.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, Zemski will be in the lead position in S14. Wiecek will be in the chase position. Wiecek half the job done, but half is not good enough to get the result. He's got to go close, and he's got to be careful here as he fires in on his Polish compatriot. Here we go into the first corner. Look at that. Piotr Wiecek up onto the door. Zemski on a good line, not a lot of angle. Oh, Wiecek almost squeezes himself into trouble and somehow gets away with it and gets back up onto the door of Zemski as he's right there with him. Zemski wobbling in the outer zone a little bit there as Wiecek gets up onto the door, firing flames from the rear of that S14 as they transition through the track. Now Wiecek's got to make the dive, and he does, and he gets up onto the door. And this is where he's going to force the issue with Zemski with a wild wobble into that zone as well. And Piotr Wiecek dealing with it, and look at that, running the wall from Zemski at the end. That was a wild one.
It certainly was, Dave. A lot of mistakes though in that lead line.
Yeah, the first corner. Just expect these two to be in a position where they are going to know that a simple, safe run is not going to do any harm here. It's got to be exceptional. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Through they go. They get the signal for Starline Marshall Martin. And Shanahan now looks down the side of that Supra. Oh, he fires big angle at it, but it was a weird initiation from Wiecek as they now come through the middle of the circuit. Shanahan now looks to go for the dive and leaves him some room, and now starts to apply the pressure. Look at that big surge forward from Jack Shanahan on to the side of that A90 Supra. They fire through the middle of the circuit. Now Shanahan's driving aggressive. Oh, and a big flick and a mistake from Peter as they fire into that second to last outside zone. Shanahan goes for the door. Both guys into the wall and into each other as they cross the line.
Oh, still in the balance, but there's definitely no clean lead and chase there. Let's see what happens when we turn him around. This time it's Jack Shannon to lead in Piotr Wiecek, and Wiecek's going to have to really be on it here.
Yeah, he certainly is, and he's already aggressive. He's very aggressive. Oh, wow, he slots it in there into the pocket. That was beautiful from the Polishman as they fire through. Look at this. Onto the back bumper he goes. Shanahan fires. They look for outside zone 4, and there is no shaking that Supra. It's glued to the door of the GT86. This is unbelievable from the Polishman right now. They are holding on. Shanahan is being bullied right here in Poland, and there is no way that Wiecek is going to go down in his home ground. And look at this, door to door, wheel to wheel, one more outside zone. Oh wow,
that is an unbelievable chase run from Piotr Wiecek. The last couple of years, you'll know what this battle means. You got the best of the best going against the best of the best, and let's see what happens. Wiecek's taking down one Shannon tonight. Can he take down another?
Well, he's going to try to, Dave, that's for sure. And I'm not sure that Connor's going to let him get away with it too easy. Look at the initiation from both of them, and absolutely beautiful from from Shanahan as he mirrors the initiation and mirrors the angle, but now Wiecek starts to pull away. The Polishman wants it in front of his home crowd. They flick through. Shanahan goes for a brave dive, tags Wiecek, puts him offline. The fighting is unbelievable. Oh, he tags him again. This is a scuffle on circuit right now as they fire through the middle of the track. Conor Shanahan goes for the wheel once again. He's on the back end. He's bullying Piotr Wiecek around the circuit as they go into this last outside zone. Shanahan on the inside as he goes for the front wheel.
Oh. Like that to me against Conor Shanahan. Second half of this battle, top 4 space up for grabs. Poland versus Ireland, ex-champion versus ex-champion. Wiecek chase it in Shanahan.
Yeah, look at this, goes for the inside. He's not going to make contact though. Oh, and he shallows up the angle, and Conor waits to get on the throttle. Now they start to get into it. Now Wiecek finds the side of that GT86. They fire through, and it's nice and close to the wall. Look at Wiecek like a cat with a mouse, playing with Conor Shanahan at the moment. Gives him that room to manoeuvre. Now makes a dive in outside zone 4. Now starts to apply the pressure, pushing Shanahan round. They look for this little touch and go in the middle of the circuit. They flick it back. Oh, look at Wiecek. Makes a small error though. Goes for the big angle. It doesn't pay off. He has to get himself back into it once again. As Wiecek goes for it this time now. Looks for the front wheel. Onto the door he goes across the line.
Oh, I gotta say, you got your phones, press record, because two of the best in the world are about to go head-to-head again for the biggest prize in the game. Here we go.
Well, this time, will they keep it clean, or will it be another fist fight on circuit? It looks clean so far. Wiecek fires it in nice and deep into the outside zone. Shanahan doesn't look like he's got the proximity this time. No shots at the side of that Supra, but now he comes in. Now he takes a shot at the side of the Supra as Conor Shanahan goes for it. Wiecek wanders in and out of the outside zone, but he gets himself back into it, back into the groove as he flicks it a long arc, looking for that second to last outside zone. Shanahan stays with him, but there's no hits to the side this time as Shanahan wants a little piece of the cake, but he doesn't seem to get there this time.
Well, that's much cleaner lead and chase. Only one bump, only one crash that time, as opposed to 4 or 5. That's what's happening. Very clever, Ian. Not all the time, but on that particular occasion. Here we go, second half of the battle. Wiecek starting to bring the heat as he fires in on Shanahan. A spot in the top 4 up for grabs. And look at Piotr Wiecek. Pinpoint perfect, but a little touch on the door of Conor Shanahan. Now we're starting to see the aggression from Piotr Wiecek as he transitions through, absolutely on the edge, the door and on the wheel. This is what it's all about. Shanahan hits the wall. Wiecek hits Shanahan. It's tit for tat as we come through the center of the section. Wiecek now makes the mistake as they come through. This is absolutely knife-edge drifting as we take it into the last corner, and they are all over each other across the line. Wow! Get yourself into the final. Guarantee a trophy if you win this battle. Guaranteed first or second. Here we go. McKeever revs it up, comes off the clutch. Wiecek's with him. This one is going to be fireworks as the Irishman leads in Wiecek into the first corner.
Yeah, look at this. Wiecek does that signature move, that little dive down the inside onto the wall. They go into the pocket, but now McKeever starts to drive away. Looks like he has a little bit of pace dialed into this car. Oh, a little wobble for Wiecek as he avoids the wall. Now that signature dive once again into outside zone 4. He's glued to the side of Dwayne McKeever, and McKeever keeps it clean and off the wall as they fire through. They look for that touch and go, and they nail him. No mistake this time for Wiecek. Super close, absolutely glued. A little tag onto the door, tag onto the wall for McKeever. They both get into the final outside zone, wheel to wheel across the line.
Oh. I hope you guys at home are enjoying this just as much as we are, because this is what it's all about. Wiecek in the lead. McKeever's car barely held together with hopes and dreams as they come down the straight. McKeever goes for the big dive and makes it. Onto the door goes Dwayne McKeever. Wiecek goes to the wall, and here we go. Now the fight's on as McKeever gets into the pocket. Wiecek up to the wall and a transition on the wall. McKeever and Wiecek perfect so far. McKeever fires in, big angle from Wiecek, but somehow McKeever stays in it and on the door, and this is as close as it's going to get as they transition back. One more switch and both make it through unscathed as they go back to the wall. Wiecek perfect in the lead. McKeever up onto the door, and this one is as close as it gets for a spot in the final. Take a bow, Piotr Wiecek and Dwayne McKeever, because that is how it's done. The pressure Wiecek's got of all his home fans and family around him. So let's see what happens as they come off the line for a third step on the podium. Wiecek's off like a rocket.
Yeah, he's not messing around, Dave. He would have turned that car up to 11 once again. Now he fires through, but look at this from LZ. LZ's not messing around. Oh, gets a little close, has to back out of it. As Wiecek now goes for it, looks for that inside zone, and he nails it as he fires through bumper to bumper as they transition into this outside zone 4. And look at Adam LZ. Oh, contact. Adam LZ gets a little punch in the face from the back end of that Supra, gets himself back into it as Wiecek now fires through on that last transition, looks for this second to last outside zone. LZ gets himself back into the mix, back onto the side of that Supra, glues it to the door and across the line.
I think this one's going to be a little bit, you're going to see this on the replay, just from initial watch, because of course you're talking easy.
I'm talking about...
Anyway, we're in the second half, here we go. LZ in the lead position, it is Piotr Wiecek in the chase position. Here comes a Piotr Wiecek, absolutely has to do or die special now.
Yeah, and we know he's got that chase absolutely dialed in, and look at this, already he's on the door, and this is no messing around for the Polishman right now as they fire through, absolutely textbook on that inside zone. They get into this long outside zone, and they tussle once again, wheels clatter against each other, and they hustle and bustle through the middle of the circuit. Adam LZ trying to take it to the Polishman right now as they fire through, more contact once again as Wiecek brings the fight to the American and bullies him across the line.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wiecek absolutely bullies LZ around the track. He must have hit him 25 times now.
Easily.
That was insane.